Welcome to another episode of Death by Bunjie. This episode of Death by Bunjie is Crossbow Accessories Part 2. Again. I did a video last week about the crossbow accessories that showed you all the things that I typically just leave in the car the whole time I'm down hunting in Maryland when I'm on a road trip, or if I'm hunting around the house, I just leave them in the house back home so that they're always on hand. I always have access to them if I need them. Here I am this morning. I'm down in Maryland, very excited. The crossbow season is upon us. It is now the first day of the early crossbow season. I drove for 5 hours after work last night, got here, didn't check in the hotel until just before midnight, as a matter of fact, and I am beat right now, but I'm getting ready to take my scent-free shower as soon as I get this video done. And before that, I figured I'd pack my backpack up, show you some of the stuff that I take with me into the field so that you'll have an idea, if you're new to crossbow hunting, the kind of things that you want to take with you or that you want to look into having alongside you when you're hunting. The first thing you're going to notice is that my backpack, I have it in a white plastic garbage bag. You're going to want to invest in, and my recommendation is, invest in a box of these unscented garbage bags. You're going to go through them all year long. You can see right here. In fact, this bag has my clothes in it that I'll be putting on here shortly. This is a $20 backpack or so from Walmart. That's all it is. It lasts me 2 or 3 years. It is scent-free. It's been washed in scent-free detergent and immediately placed in one of those bags. And then it will spend the entire season in one of these bags so that it's protected, so that the odors don't get on it. I'm in a hotel room with who knows how many billions of different odors in it. And to try and stay as scent-free as possible, I leave this in the bag. When I'm in the car stinks. My car smells like Burger King. I don't know what your car smells like, but it just is one of those things that even in a car, you're going to want to make sure that you keep these in a bag. When I throw it in the back of the Ranger, I leave it in this bag. Let the chainsaw oil and all the smells of the Ranger get on this bag, not on the backpack. So I'm going to pack it now, but you won't see it much. I don't want to take it out of there and get it all smelly. I will also let you know that in this bag I carry, I'm just going to show it to you real quickly, but a little bit of camo in case I need it to cover up part of the tree stand, to cover up. One year down here, it was so warm last year. In fact, I hunted with shorts and I hung some of this on my legs instead of wearing pants. It was just so hot. So you can use this camo netting for a lot of different purposes. You can buy this at Walmart, stuff like that. This has been washed in scent-free detergent also. I wash this stuff just to make sure it's scent-free. But I keep a smaller piece of it in my bag and keep it on me in case I need it to cover up my GoPro camera, anything like that. So I'm going to start by putting that right down the bottom of the big pocket. This backpack, it's just your typical backpack. It's got side pockets, little mesh side pockets for holding your water bottle and your scent-free spray bottle. It's got a front pocket here, and then it's got the very front pocket here. There isn't a lot to it. Not a big fancy backpack. You can spend $1 million on a backpack. If you've got that kind of money to spend, go for it. I have chosen to buy cheap stuff like this, save money where I can so I can spend my money on food plots back home. But that's what we got. Hunting is a pretty expensive enterprise. So save money where you can. But I like these little backpacks. It'll last me 2 or 3 seasons. It'll go through a lot of abuse because it gets washed an awful lot. And that really wears it out, the washer and dryer. But this one's already got a zipper that's broken on it. But, I mean, the tab broke off the zipper, but it still works. But when it's all done, I'll throw it away and get another one for $20 next year or $30, whatever they are. These mesh face masks, I use these. Leave them in the bag. That's what I do. I leave them right in my bag so that I have them when I get out there. I'm going to put them in the front pocket. The position of these things will change throughout the years, throughout the season as I get more, get a routine down. But for right now, I'll put them in the front, along with my gloves. I have a pair of scent-free gloves that I'm going to carry for today. The gloves I change out every day. The masks, when I get back here, I will wash them in scent-free spray in the sink, rinse them out good, in case they got sweat on them or anything like that. Just stick them back in the backpack because they're mesh, they dry real quick, so it's not a big problem. So I'm going to put the gloves in there for now. Those are fresh and clean. Zip that up. I think that's all that's in this bag. So I'm going to leave the bag covering this. Again, I don't want to get the smells of this hotel room all over it. Who knows what's there. This is a ratchet strap. I carry an extra ratchet strap with me. I take these with me just because I'm hunting. I'm not hunting at home. At home, I've gone through already, put up all the tree stands, moved them, put new ratchet straps on them, done all that maintenance, checked over all the bolts, checked over all the welds on the ladder to make sure the welds haven't broken over the last year or so. Put new straps on them. Okay, and try to put the straps in new locations if at all possible. Adjust the tree stand so it's not compressing the bark on the tree. I go through and check all that stuff on each tree stand every year. Or take the tree stand down, move it to a different tree or whatever the deal is. But here, obviously I haven't been here all year. I don't have control over the tree stands that I'm going to be hunting in today. To make sure I feel safe, I bring my own ratchet strap so I can plug this in. When I get to the tree stand, if I don't like what the guide has done and I don't feel safe, I throw one of these on that tree stand, and that way I can hold the tree stand a little bit better and I just feel more confident when I'm hunting. So I probably won't use this, all right? But I have it in case I need it. I'm going to take it out of this bag, out of this little package, and I'm going to put it right in one of these baggies. This is another item I was going to show you that you're going to want to have on hand. I store everything in see-through baggies because they're unscented. You can put stuff right in here and it'll be, I can tell right what's in there, easy to move it in and out of the backpack and everything. If I need to wash the backpack when I get home before our crossbow season starts up in Pennsylvania, I can just easily empty all of the little baggies out of the backpack, put all those in a shopping bag or something, wash the backpack, then put everything back in the backpack. It's real easy to you know, the process is real easy if you do it that way. So I love those baggies. Can't beat it. I've got another Ziploc bag. This is a bigger size Ziploc bag. I recommend you have some of those on hand. Binoculars. Talked about these in a different one. I will be taking these with me. What I typically do with these, I wear them. When I get to this place where I'm going to hunt, I will spray this down with the scent-free stuff, soak it really good, because this thing, it is cloth. It does maintain odor, and there's not much I can do about it. I don't typically put it in the backpack. I usually put it in the bag with the backpack, let's put it that way. So I have it. I have sprayed that down earlier today with my little bag, with this little guy right here. But I'll show you in my scent-free video how I do the process for my scent-free stuff. Seems to work pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. Batteries. Got to have batteries. I've got an extra camera battery in here. I've got 9-volt batteries, which run my microphone. I've got some AAAs, which run something. Maybe my rangefinder or something. No, I think the rangefinder's a different one. But I've got one of those little rangefinder batteries in here too, the little watch battery type things. Those run my rangefinder. There's also an arrow wrench in here for tightening up those broadheads with a little post on it there if you need that. All that stuff's in here. But I keep this little baggie with me as well. That can go right down in the bottom. I don't need to access that as a general rule, but I'm going to put that in the middle pocket. You see, I've got a handful of zip ties here. I found at a local hardware store some fluorescent orange zip ties. Great for attaching your tag to the ear of a deer if you are successful in the field. They're also good for who knows what else. You might have to tie a cord to your tree stand. You might have to, I don't know, fix the camera somehow, the cords on the camera, the cords for your tether rope, whatever the deal is. It's good to have zip ties. Little orange flashlight. Bought this for $1 at Walmart, I think. It's a nice little LED flashlight. It's a good backpack-sized flashlight. Fluorescent orange, so that if I drop it on the ground, I can find it in the grass, I can find it in the leaves, all that kind of stuff. I like fluorescent orange for stuff like that. So I'm just going to put that right here in one of the pockets, in the middle pocket. Camo face paint if you are interested in such things. If I forget my mask, I don't want to wear my mask for whatever reason. It's blazing hot out there today. The prediction, I think, is 92 degrees. Hunting deer in 92-degree weather. Still excited. It's going to be awesome, no doubt. But it's going to be warm. But if you need camo face paint instead of that mask, I have the face paint. I've used it a couple of times. But, whatever floats your boat. You can use the mask and the face paint if you want. Licenses. Really important to have your licenses on you. In Maryland, you print them out. I bring those with me. I also have all my Pennsylvania tags with me here as well. You guys know I'm a lawyer, and that's my job, and I like law stuff. So it doesn't really bother me reading the hunting regulations, but it's still difficult for me to make sense of half the time. So you have to read them over, make sure you know what you're doing before you go afield, because you just don't want the headaches. You don't want the problems that can arise if you screw something up like that. That's the quickest way to turn a fun trip into a bad trip, I think. So just pay attention to that stuff. An emergency rain poncho. Last year we got hammered with rain. I have never seen so much rain in my life. It was seriously the heaviest rainstorms I've ever seen. This is Maryland. It's the eastern shore of Maryland where I'm hunting. It is the, therefore, you know, there's the ocean storms and all that good stuff. So it's something to keep in mind. These little things, they cost you like $1 at Walmart, I think, or 79 cents or something. It's just a cheapo plastic thing you can throw over you. You can throw over your gear. You can cover up your camera gear or your backpack like I did last year. Very handy to have. A tether rope. I have a rope here. This is way longer than what you need, but it's got the little hook on it so you can use it to pull your crossbow up. Hunting in Maryland, you know, the guide sets up all the tree stands ahead of time. Doesn't always have one of these ropes. So I have a rope in case I need one. That way I carry that in my backpack. So when I get to the stand, if I need that to hoist the crossbow up into my, if there isn't a rope there available already, I can always use this rope to do that job. So you have that. I'll stick that right down the bottom. Typically it's not a problem for me, but I try to avoid caffeine a little bit when I'm in the tree stand when crossbow season comes around. It's hard to do, I know, because you're hunting late into the evening and you're getting up bright and early and all that, especially on these trips. I don't have as much control. I mean, I'm going to hunt every minute that I can. That in mind, the problem with caffeine is, or energy drinks or any of that stuff is, I get a little bit jittery. And I've talked to you about this before. When it comes to shooting a crossbow, I want to eliminate as many possibles for inaccuracy as I can, so that it just gives me the greatest chance of success. So I don't take, I cut back on my caffeine. There was a couple of seasons where I quit caffeine entirely, and that's really hard on me, especially the older I get. I like caffeine. I really like coffee, so. But I am going to drink water in the afternoons, and I always take water with me. I always have something to drink with me, but I don't take energy drinks. There was years when I was doing energy drinks, and I'm telling you, that'll wreck you. So I avoid those any chance I get. But I can put water in this, and I'll fill this up with water. This fits nicely in the pocket on the side of the backpack, as you can see, and it's red. It's better than blue. You know, red isn't the best color in the world, and this white is a little bit bright. But if I put that in the tree stand next to me and have it sort of pitched back where it's not quite so visible, it'll be fine. So that's what I do there. But this is a good big. It fits right in this backpack, as you can see. Okay, fits right in that sleeve. That'll hold it good. And then when I get there, I can take it out and drink some water when I need it. And you got it handy. On that note, there is some snacks for these. I'm not taking, these are my snacks for the entire trip, but I have protein candy bars with really crinkly, loud, obnoxious wrappers. If you don't think those are loud right now, wait till you get in the tree stand, you're trying to be quiet and eat a candy bar. You'll realize that they're very loud, but there's not much you can do about that. So I do have those for an afternoon snack or a morning snack, and then I have for the middle of the afternoon or morning or whatever, I have the cheese sticks. I love Slim Jims and Sasquatches and all those meat sticks and stuff like that, but boy, the deer smell them right off the bat. During Spring Gobbler, I take those kinds of treats with me in the afternoon, and I'll sit there and eat one of those, and I've had deer turning their nose up like, what's that? They could smell it from, I mean, they're 100 yards away and they could smell it, so you gotta watch that. If it were colder, I would take hand warmers and I would take foot warmers with me. I am not taking those with me because it is not that cold. And I'm not going to carry around stuff I don't need. I will throw in there a doe call. I got the big can here, the great big can, I guess that is. And then I've got the young estrus bleat. These are, I only brought 2. I've got 4 of these things, but different sizes. But I have found that the young doe estrus bleat, if you do that real short little blurts, it'll call does in because they think they're looking for their fawns. It's pretty funny. So, not a bad idea. But I'll keep those right in your big pocket, right down the bottom. You got to be careful. Walking through the woods every once in a while, if you jerk that bag too much, it'll actually make one of those, they'll blurt a little bit. So you got to be careful. This is a bone collector grunt call. I love it. It is awesome from Flex Tone. It is the best sounding one ever. It's the most realistic sounding one I've ever heard, but it's also a very big buck sound, and it scares off deer, I have found, if you do it on that setting. It does have a doe and a fawn, so if I put it on the doe or the fawn setting, you know, something like that, I can do shorter grunts than that. You know, something like that. That sound is much better. The big one, especially up home, the sound of a very mature buck is just going to scare the bucks that I have away. They're just not used to big bucks. That fits nicely in this one pocket here, if I remember right. You can stick it right in here and kind of work it in, and it sits right in this middle pocket. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right in that middle pocket, in that middle the middle pocket has like little small sections in it, and it fits nicely in there. I won't take these with me today, but I brought them just in case, just to show you in case I make this video. These are Hunter's Specialties rattling sticks. They're in a little pocket. I do use these in the fall, but they really don't need to be with me out there. I'm not going to be doing any rattling. The bucks here, the younger bucks are still in velvet. The older bucks are hardhorn now, but they're nowhere near fighting, so I don't have to worry about that. This little bottle is scent free. I'm going to put in the other pocket here on the side, those little mesh pockets. So that sits in there perfect. I love that little pocket for that reason. It sits in there perfectly. The GoPros, those have been charging overnight. I'll show you my little charging station here, but they've been charging overnight. And I will show you one little tip with the GoPros. This is a Yankee Militia koozie from when I had my album release party for the Yankee Militia album that I did. These little koozies, if you take your GoPro, they're perfect for protecting your GoPro. Like you stick that GoPro right in there, they stay down there good. But they're just, they're soft and they don't scratch up the lens or anything like that, and they kind of protect it. There's a little bit of shock absorbing value to it, I think. But it's a good way to store your things. So I have a couple of these on hand, and I stick my GoPros right in it so that I have them. So I have my GoPro with me. If you prefer, you can use the Jimmy Big Time PETA Sucks koozie. That's actually going to be placed on my camera clamp. I will put that on the camera clamp and then put that in the bag. I had mentioned this in a previous video. In this relatively beat up baggie is my rope cocking aid. I'll have another rope cocker in here. That goes in there in case I need it. There is one. I keep one on Bunjie at all times. So, and you can see Bungie's right back there all ready to go. But I keep one of those on the Crossbow at all times. Something were to happen to that, I have another one here. I also have another one in the car. Rangefinder. Imperative that you have a good rangefinder. This is the rangefinder from Bushnell. It's a Scout 1000 Arc DX. Pretty nice little rangefinder. I love it. Clicks right on the target's good. It's quick. Breaks it down half yards and everything, so you really feel confident. Here, where I haven't hunted any of these stands yet this year, you're going to need a rangefinder. Figure out how far away those deer are. That's accuracy is everything. I keep saying that, but that's going to stay right in the middle pocket where I can get quick access to it. Camera clamp. Watch my other videos if you're interested on how I made this. I made a video on how I made it, but this is the big one that I will put the DSLR on. So I'll mount that on here before I go. That goes in last, right on top of everything, so I can pull it right out. Outdoor edge knife. This is my flip and zip. If you're really interested in a good hunt knife and you're going to do your own deer and everything and gut your own deer, you definitely want to look at getting one of these. With this knife, what you do is you open up the belly a little bit with this, and then you can insert this blade, which is not sharp on the end, it's rounded, so that you can basically just unzip the deer. Zip, done. And it opens it up, and that way you can gut your deer a lot faster. Fantastic knife to have. Pain in the neck to clean when you're done with it, but I recommend everybody have one of these. These things are awesome, so keep that in mind as well. I'll stick that right up front. And lastly, the headlamp. When you're looking for a deer or when you're gunning your deer, you got to have light. Okay, I showed you the lantern that I take with me. I showed you the big flashlight that I take with me for looking for deer, and I've showed you the little flashlight that I have on hand in case I need it. But if you're looking for something at night, you got to have light. And one of these little headlamps, I recommend you get an LED one. The old bulb stuff, that's old school, and it is nowhere near as good. LED stuff, they're not all created equal either, but the LED is the way to go. I have extra batteries for it in here as well, but this is bright. I mean, this thing, it has different modes you can use on it, but put this on your head, you can go find a deer pretty good. You can track with just this. If you have a different method of dealing with this scent-free stuff, of what items you take with you, anything like that, please leave me a comment. I'm always learning about this stuff and really enjoy it. I hope you got something out of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you learned something as far as packing your backpack is concerned and what kind of crossbow accessories to be looking at. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like the Facebook page because I give you updates on there as well. And until next time, all hail Bunjie. Welcome to an... Ooh. There's the old coffee. All right. Water. I like to drink water now I'm going to drink some coffee. I also have where is my knife?